My name is Dr. Blake Shusterman, and I'm a real doctor with a real passion for cooking. Join me as I share recipes that are healthy, easy to make, and most important, delicious. Let's get cooking. Okay, let's face it, life without desserts can be pretty depressing if you really want that little bit of sweet in your life. So if you learn how to do it well without using a lot of extra fat and a lot of processed flours, you can make it taste really good. And I came across this great pumpkin bread from a website called Well Plated, and the chef is named ERIN. She just did an amazing job creating this recipe. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is mix together our dry ingredients. So we've got 1 cup and 1/3 of a whole grain flour, or the spelt flour. Okay, we've got 1 cup of our whole rolled oats. One of the great things about this recipe is that it has lots of fiber. You're getting fiber from 2 great sources. You have soluble fiber. This is oats, and oats as soluble fiber can do a couple things. They can help keep your blood sugars down, and they can also maybe help lower your cholesterol levels. The other source of fiber in this recipe is the whole grain flour. So whole grain flour is an insoluble fiber, and that can kind of slow the digestion of other carbohydrates and also keep you regular. Okay, we've got 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and we've got 1 teaspoon of baking soda. All right, we got 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and then 1/4 teaspoon of allspice and nutmeg. All right, and we're going to whisk those together, mix them up real good. Okay, now we're going to beat together the eggs, the brown sugar, and the oil. So we're going to use 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and you get a little bit of sugar from the chocolate chips, a little bit of sugar, natural sugar from the pumpkin, but as far as a loaf of sweet bread goes, that's not much sugar at all. We've got 2 tablespoons of oil, and I'm using a blend of canola oil and olive oil, and we've got 2 eggs. Now, people always say, you know, which oil should I use in baking, which is healthier? You can cook with olive oil, you can cook with canola oil, you can cook with coconut oil. Pick one of those based on the flavor. Which do you like best? Do you like the flavor of olive oil in your baking? Do you like the flavor of canola oil, kind of a richer flavor? Do you like the flavor of coconut oil? So find that one which you like and use it, and don't worry about which is better for your health in the long run, especially in a recipe like this where you're only using a couple of tablespoons. Now we're going to beat them together. Okay, now we're going to add our milk. We're going to add unsweetened almond milk is what we're using here. We're going to add 1/3 cup plus 1 1/2 tablespoons. Now we're going to add our unsweetened pumpkin puree. And we're going to add 1 1/4 cups of this. Now we're going to beat them together. Let's add our dry ingredients to our wet and kind of fold them together, mix them without over stirring. Just stir it enough to get those oats and the flour combined with the wet, and it smells so good. Okay, the final step in our batter is adding 2/3 cup of chocolate chips to our recipe. Now I'm using dark chocolate chips, which tend to have a little less sugar and a little less fat than your milk chocolate chips. And you may hear that dark chocolate is good for your health, and I don't want you to think that you can eat a lot of chocolate and think you're going to make yourself healthier, but the point is, if you want some chocolate, eat dark chocolate, and you're probably not going to do yourself any harm. Okay, let's take our ingredients, put it in our prepared pan, put it in the oven, and then we're going to bake it for between 40 and 50 minutes until a toothpick comes out clean. Okay, our bread has been cooling for about 10 minutes and it smells so good, and we're going to flip it out and we're going to cut it and enjoy it. Now, do not eat too much bread at one time. very good. Okay, so this is our chocolate chip pumpkin bread. It's healthy. We didn't add much to it, but it is so moist and the chocolate chips are so rich and good. You can make this at home. Even if you're sick of pumpkin, you will make this bread and you will not be sorry. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Cooking Doc. If you want more great recipes and videos, join us on our website or on Facebook. We got lots of great things there for you to see, and it'll teach you how to make healthy food taste really good. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching the Cooking Doc. Healthy cooking made simple and delicious.